11.
He did what he hoped for. He grabbed the hole shot. Rick Johnson, though, was well aware of Bailey's plans.
Oh, definitely. I can't play David Bailey's game. He's going to be trying to beat me really hard. He's going to try to discourage me like I did him at the beginning of the year. But I was successful at doing it to him at the beginning of the year, so it's going to be a little bit tougher to pull it back on me. I know those tricks. I went through it with Bob Hanna, and he was the best at it. So I think I've learned enough over the years that I can control that and just learn to ride my own race. And on some days I'm going to have good days, and some days I'm going to have bad days. I just have to accept that, ride my own race, and not change my style.
And Johnson's style is wide open, go for broke. With Bailey in the lead and Johnny O'Mara in second, Johnson brought down the house by turning this double jump into a triple jump. His momentum and a good inside line through the back-breaking loops that followed carried him past teammate O'Mara and into second. With a crowd behind him, Johnson set out after Bailey. 4 laps later, O'Mara was again a victim as Keith Bowen, with a little help from Johnny O, moved into third. Behind the front runners, Brock Glover, number 4, and Jeff Ward were waging a private battle for 5th. Coming off a jump, Glover veered off his line and Ward landed on him. The defending Supercross champion went down hard and was too shaken to continue. Meanwhile, Johnson tried his best to catch Bailey, but it simply wasn't his night despite the triple jump that only he attempted. Bailey turned in a flawless ride to fulfill his earlier prediction. With both arms raised in victory, he took the checkered flag in the first race of the Coors doubleheader and stopped Johnson's Supercross winning streak at 3. With Saturday's win behind him, Bailey had every intention of bulldozing the competition and making it 2 in a row on Sunday. But on the starting line for the main event, there were other riders, such as hometown favorite Keith Bowen, who had finished 3rd on Saturday with visions of grandeur.
Well, if I get a good start and I can start off with them guys, I think I can run with them and just maybe learn what they're doing and then maybe try to pass them later. But I'm not going to try right away like I usually do to pass.
For Bowen, coming up the hill on the inside later meant the second corner. He bounced off Johnson, pushed Lachine off the groove, and came out of it smelling like a rose. Bowen then grabbed a big handful of throttle, nailed 2 double jumps, and went by Johnson. Now there was only one rider between the hometown favorite and the number 1 position. That was Saturday's winner, Team Honda's David Bailey. 2 laps later, the Yamaha rider from Pontiac, Michigan, with the adrenaline flowing, passed David Bailey and took over the lead. For several laps, Bailey chased Bowen and studied his lines. He was hoping for a Bowen mistake, but Bowen refused to cooperate. Bailey forced the issue by forcing Bowen to the outside on a tight right-hand U-turn. It was now Bailey, followed by Bowen and Johnson. A few laps later, Bailey had opened a big lead, and now Johnson was on Bowen's rear wheel. He made the pass and took over the number 2 position. Most of the huge crowd at the Silverdome assumed that Johnson, like Bailey, would leave Bowen behind. But Bowen had had enough of that game and stuck to Johnson's rear wheel. Until this. Bowen stuffed Johnson and regained second. The action at the Pontiac Silverdome could best be described as warfare. First Bowen and Bailey, now Bowen and Johnson. The Yamaha rider single-handed was taking on Team Honda. And Team Honda fights back with another Johnson pass on Bowen. But Bowen would not give up. He dogged the rear wheel of Johnson and again made the pass. Now it was Johnson's turn to stuff Bowen, and he did. RJ was back in second for the 4th time in the race, and this time he stayed there. Meanwhile, David Bailey was all alone in the number 1 spot and cruised home the winner. Bailey, from Axton, Virginia, had won both ends of the Coors doubleheader. Johnson took a pair of seconds and Bowen a pair of thirds. For the weekend, Bailey had gained 6 points on Johnson, but still trailed his Honda teammate in the standings by 17 points. Johnny O'Mara left Pontiac's Marty Tripes has everything under control. Or does he? From the pack emerges the king of Supercross, the man who has turned on more people to this 2-wheel sport than anyone in history. It's number 1, Bob Hurricane Hanna. The Hurricane is quickly by his rival to the crowd's delight. Hanna is in the midst of his own dynasty. He's coming off 4 straight wins and is headed for his second of 3 consecutive Supercross championships. But even champions have their moments, and Hanna is off the track. Hanna has handed Marty Tripes the win on a silver platter. Or has he? The rain continues to fall as the scoreboard reveals the incredible story that is unfolding. Hanna has climbed back into 3rd place. Number 18, Jim Ellis, Tripes' teammate, stands between Hanna and the lead. Hannah quickly disposes of Ellis and sets after Tripes. But is there enough time for Hannah to catch Tripes? The first-time Supercross crowd at Three River Stadium are about to witness the type of performance that has made the Hurricane a legend. Hannah has charged to the rear wheel of Tripes and at the same corner where he passed Tripes earlier. He takes an inside line and grabs the lead from a demoralized Tripes. One lap later, the checkered flag waves for the Hurricane. Bob Hannah's performance on this night ranks as one of the most memorable rides in motorcycle racing history. He turned on an entire city to the sport of Supercross. Join us next month for another Fram Autolite Flashback.